This one person, Rhonda, wrote a letter.
To 20 years later, what it's grown into.
My friend Rhonda had an idea. She was in prison and she reached out, and now 20 years later, there's people's lives that are being affected and that are changing every day behind one idea.
Even though I was aware of the project, I was a little nervous about prison.
I'd never been in a prison before, didn't know anybody in a prison.
Everything that I had thought about prison and about humanity, it required some updating.
This is my first workshop ever.
This weekend is my first weekend.
It's clear to me now why people come back over and over.
People ask me, well, why do you keep going to the prison? It really heals me. I get so much out of it. I always think I get more out of it than even the participants.
I fly across the country every time I do one of these workshops.
I have traveled from Wisconsin, North Carolina, the Bay Area.
My life is scheduled around the service work. It's as though it wakes up a part of me and my soul.
About 2 years ago, my father passed away. The light that came in, the loving that came in, I believe really did accelerate the healing of grief.
Gets me out of myself and just refuels me.
A person who has been impacted by crime has ended up sitting across from an inmate who has committed that crime. And then that healing that happens for both people is profound.
It also has just provided me an opportunity to just grow as a person.
Made me a better father, better minister. It's made me a better friend.
This is all happening for me, but at the same time, I get to serve a population who is underserved and not always understood.
I was incarcerated when I was 17 years old, and I was in my mid-20s when I first met FTC. I was flabbergasted by how all these people that could deem as successful come talk to us and treat us as human beings.
They really feel like they're on the same level as we are. It humanizes the environment.
People commit crimes. They're still human beings.
And they deserve love and support and kindness and caring and compassion.
Many of them say that they don't even feel like human beings anymore.
We all need to know that we are valuable people, that we have worth.
I felt heard, something that I never felt like, and that gave me inner freedom.
And I find that the prisoners are so hungry for this work.
Rooms full of people who are just ready to do the work.
I've seen miracles. They've said things to me that they've never said out loud. They came to a place within themselves of accountability and responsibility.
People's lives have been transformed. People have been healed from trauma and deep pain.
When the participants change, the entire prison changes.
The work we do with the participants, the incarcerated people, it reverberates out.
And therefore there's a ripple effect within the prison system and within their families and their community.
Humanizing the inner sanctum of the prison is probably the best thing that anyone can do.
95% of incarcerated people will re-enter society.
Once you learn the tools, it's something that you have forever.
This is work that everyone needs.
This is a simple skill set. It's very easy to pick up and very easy to employ.
Taking a moment between stimulus and response to respond and not react. I wish this for every single solitary soul on the planet.
It allows people to take responsibility for their life. They're incarcerated. They can walk around in a victim's mentality of woe is me and this world's not fair, or they can look at how they arrived here.
I have never worked in a volunteer experience where the power of love is so palpable, evident, and people come out different than they were.
All I had to do was just show up and be authentic and be open.
In return, they share themselves authentically with me. It doesn't get any better than that.
I thought I was going into a prison environment with the primary purpose of service, but right away I was so clear that these men actually were also there in service for us.
I wish everyone had the opportunity to do this kind of work. There is nothing like it that I know of that is so powerful and transformative.
If you have an opportunity to assist in a prison or a jail, it will be an opportunity not only for you, but it's for them.
I would encourage anybody to get involved.
There's just nothing I'd rather do. It's the best volunteering experience I've ever had.
It's really hard to communicate the incredible power of the work that we do.
It heals my soul. It warms my heart.
I think it's been such an enormous blessing in my life.
Come and try and see what it's like, because you think you're helping the participants, but in truth, you're really healing your own soul.
The men and women who I see who are incarcerated are my spiritual community.
This is a beautiful, loving way to open our hearts, to flower our hearts, and have compassion for each other.
You will have the biggest gift of your life if you get involved with Freedom to Choose.
I am just so grateful to Freedom to Choose and to those who have said yes and continue to say yes. So just say yes.